Cal, are you there?
Yep, Down, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine, man. How's it
Awesome. How
been?
you been doing?
It's been a little bit up and down, but lately it's been pretty good. So I'm pretty excited to jump in all this content, even if it's just with you. I've done that before. Just do it just for one person. Still be fun and just share some knowledge, drop some knowledge on you. But it'll
Yeah,
be fun.
you're down for that. I'm just super cool. I've never done anything with like YouTube other than like watch the occasional video, and
Yeah.
just talking about bouncing fun ideas back and forth with my wife. We thought about it a couple times.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun to get a really thinking, diving deeper into some of the thought processes and stuff that lead to them making all their content consistently and making progress, and some of them, blowing up and whatever. So yeah, I've been reaching out to a couple more people. We should see Taylor in here, but yeah.
Yeah. So do you have your own like YouTube channel, or is it just like your podcast? 'Cause I know you have that.
Yeah, so I guess I can share my screen real fast and
Okay.
we'll try to get started. I don't know, like I'm ready to go, but I would like to see if we can get one more person in here. But if,
Mm-hmm.
you know, beggars can't be choosers. So, but at the same time, like we'll have fun with it. So I'll share my screen real fast. You won't be able to see my face, I think, but yeah, so this is my YouTube channel. My first one, I started it when I was 16. Well, a week before I turned 16. Uh, I still am uploading on it. I'm trying to finish it up. It's not getting as much traction, but I'll go over it more in the PowerPoint. I've had a lot of experience and definitely been blessed a lot with it, and just had a lot of really good times. Brought me and my family a lot closer together. So there's like over 500 videos.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
They look pretty good and stuff. Like I don't know, like I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between like your video and like one that like a quote unquote professional YouTuber's made. They look really good.
no, thanks, man. Yeah, you learn a lot of different stuff, along the way, because you have to, or else you're
Mm.
just not going to get anywhere. So these recent videos, I haven't made time to make thumbnails for them, but I feel like they do better. I also don't have tags on all of them, which helps YouTube have a better idea of where to send it to people, and a little better
For
idea of like
their
what
searching and
category to
stuff.
put it in. Yeah, so ranking, it's
Mm.
important. It's not like ranking is very important, but it's not quite everything. Obviously, you can't cheat the system that way. So yeah, this is my OG good old channel that's going down at the end of June, trying to have the most fun with it that I can. And then
You're shutting it down at the end of June then, or
yeah.
okay?
It's I feel like I need to move over to my other stuff. So we've got this is I'm honestly just uploading on this one just for consistency's sake. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do, and notice this is pretty bad, but that's okay. You just start with where you're at. Like some of this is so bad, but I'm just trying to be consistent and learn from it. And then I have a YouTube channel just for my podcast right here. And I recently started one called Dallins Devos. And again, I just do it every week and I just talk about different stuff and it helps me stay consistent. Can you hear that? Did you hear the sound from the video?
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay, I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, so I just have fun talking about it, and I've definitely learned a ton about YouTube over time. So it's just been a really good journey for me. So I have a pretty good amount of experience. I led a bunch of workshops at BYU Idaho. I'm a
Hmm.
marketing major, and I just really enjoy helping people get started with it. This guy, Oddly Frosty, came to the workshop once. Silver Crystal did. Banana Boy did, of course, back in the day. Now he's doing really well.
Oh, wow, yeah, 114,000. That's it.
Yeah.
Subscribers there.
Yeah, and then Comic Crash, he came from the workshop, and Duda came to the workshop once. So it's just a fun time. So I'm excited to help you get soaked into this atmosphere and enjoy the opportunity and everything with YouTube. So
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I have little to zero experience, like I said. I mean, I played like basketball back in high school, and I really wanted like to go play college, but things changed and stuff. Anyway, they wanted me to make like a highlight video, and I posted to YouTube, so coaches I reached out to at different colleges could go and view it, and then like, you know, make decisions on my game and stuff. So like I had a blast putting together like different pieces of film, splicing the video, putting together, adding animations and things, and then I mean I posted it to YouTube. Like I guess that's my channel. I guess I don't know, but anyway, it was just a ton of fun making. I really enjoyed it.
yeah, that's a good sign. That's a really good sign, because you know that you enjoyed that process. You know, just a good little sign, I guess, of what you could possibly do. Well, I'm gonna go grab a pencil so I can write some of your fun little insights down, so I get a better idea of how I could help you.
Okay, perfect, sweet.
Okay, so I'm back. I left the door open. Okay, so I will say that I am recording this right now just in case people want to rewatch it later. I was thinking about maybe uploading it on its own YouTube channel. I don't really know, but I'm just recording it once so I can like look back and see how I did better, and hopefully be able to do better for future ones. But I won't upload it to YouTube if people don't want me to. And I'm kind of leaning towards no, but I think it'd still be nice to have so I can share it. Maybe I could share it as an unlisted video so people in the Facebook group can see previous ones so they can stay caught up. I don't know. Do you have any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine if you record it. I have no qualms about that.
I guess one benefit of that is like then I can like shout out different channels, be like, hey, I talked with Cal. This is session 1 with Cal.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, here's Cal's legit channel. You should check it out right now.
Look how far he's come. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think people in general just need to remember that there's a journey with the YouTube channel. So like once, you know, you see like, it's kind of the iceberg effect, right? So like you see their success, but there's really all of this stuff that you don't even know about, like having to, I don't know, take less hours at work or take a risk or something to make it work or something. You know, there's all these different things. People don't usually just fall into success, you know, it just sort of, or maybe they do, but it takes effort, it takes time, and takes some patience and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. I just kind of wrote down that I just wrote spicing up the video. I think that's something good. I thought about somebody like in a kitchen, like making this meal and it's super good, but it's like, don't make this even better. Some spice. They just like throw in some spice, you know? So I think that's really good. It's 1:11. I don't want to keep you waiting. I like to be very respectful of people's time. I really appreciate you hopping in. I'm just writing a few things down right now. And yeah, is that highlight still available? Like, I should definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's still on there. I see what you got to search to find it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty basic. They didn't want anything like crazy, like just music in the background or like super tricky, you know, transitions. They wanted to like to focus on the content of the video. So I mean, I just took different, like, I guess, clips, trimmed them, so just sort of wanted to show, put pauses, started it, restarted it, put slow motion or something, and then put like little arrows to point to where I was at on the floor.
Is this it?
It's pretty basic, but yeah, that's the one right there. Uploaded 100 million years ago.
Hey, that's cool.
This is my layer. That's where I'm at.
I mean, I've never played basketball with you, so this is my first exposure.
Yeah, we were supposed to, and this never worked out.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Well, sweet. I appreciate the vote of confidence and also the just letting me be able to share this with more people. And I think we should just hop right into it. So,
Yeah, let's do it.
can you hear the squeaky chair? My chair is way squeaky sometimes. Did you hear
No,
that?
I didn't catch it. No.
Okay. This microphone is the same one I use for podcasting. It's been really nice for my Zoom classes and stuff yeah, it's nice. So I think this is all we're going to have for now. So let's just hop into it. So we're talking about vision and strategy today. So I really wanted to just kind of dive into that and like where strategy comes from, where vision comes from. And I'll probably hop out here and there just to see if anybody's hopping in. Cause I've never like done my own Zoom meeting where it was like this and people came in super late. So anyway, yeah, so I have a picture of a firefly here, mostly because fireflies are kind of going extinct. And what they do is they can light up dark places, and they're here on the East Coast. I ran into a couple while I was on a walk with family recently, and they're really cool. And yeah, fireflies aren't afraid to be fireflies. So I don't know, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. A lot of this is just images and pictures and ideas and thoughts and stuff. But I guess where do you believe vision comes from, Cal?
I believe like the vision comes from.
Yeah.
I feel like the vision, I mean, like what it says in Psalms or in Proverbs, that the vision that people perish is necessary to get you to go somewhere. And I feel like it comes from either what you draw inspiration from or your personal experiences and your personality as a person. So everyone has their own unique vision because no two people are the same.
Yeah, I like that.
Sense.
Inspiration from personality and experiences. So that is very good. And yeah, Proverbs 29:18 is a baller scripture because it's like, hey, where there's vision, the people perish. But, the opposite of that is where there's vision, the people live and they succeed and they thrive. So, yeah, that's really good. I just said thank you. Like, this literally happened because you're here. I wouldn't do this by myself. So, kind of did introductions really fast, but I'll just show you this slide. So I started the workshop 2018, business management major, emphasis in marketing. I run a weekly podcast about self-improvement. I've been trying to figure out how to pivot that lately more. And I have this picture of me looking like a goofball. It's because I just won some socks at BYU Idaho for playing some games. So I thought it was a good picture to represent me, I guess, a little bit. Here's my not our first icon, but one of the older icons we used for the channel, and there's my podcast logo currently. So that's kind of that.
Exciting.
Yeah. So I feel like one of the main things we need to figure out is why we start our YouTube channels. First of all, I mean, I finished Start With Why by Simon Sinek recently. And he really talks about this. If you can start with why, then you can have the why, and then the how, and then the what. And it all just kind of goes along together. It's just super cool concepts. That's mostly what I want to jump into today. So I just have a lot going on in this picture. But the main thing I wanted to focus on is the ants. So I found out from this picture that ants if there's one that's sick, he will stay behind. Like if he has some pathogens or whatever, he will stay behind and not go and help out the colony. And he will just stay back and just kind of let him do his own thing. I just kind of think about this as doing what is best for the colony and for the group. Because when you are running a YouTube channel, it's good to think of it as like you're leading somebody through a journey. They're trusting you to help you through some kind of journey. And a good example is there's been a number of channels that have just come out because some guy was like, hey, I want to get better at jumping. So they start recording every single time they jump and they talk about their process. And now they have this backlog and this, you know, this long record of their journey. So they can be like, hey, Johnny Joe is like dunking with both hands. But when he started, he could barely touch the rim. And you can go back to like day one and lead them through this journey. That's a good way to do it. Just a great way to like hack a learning process, honestly, because let's say you want to get better at coding, you could just talk about everything you're learning about coding as you're learning about it and upload it to YouTube so people can learn with you. So it's a good way to do it. I just wrote a couple different thoughts in there, like why are you're a leader? People should trust you. While you start today. And it's really important to have this to start with. Why? Because then it drives everything else that you do. So Simon Sinek uses the idea of Apple. So like Apple wants to empower the individual and they want to have like the most sophisticated technology and be able to like do the best stuff that they can and like empower visionaries and whatnot. So that's why they do everything they do. And how they do that is they do that through different products or whatever. And then you got like the iPhone or whatever. And you got the iPhone, you got the iPad, you got the iTV, like the Apple TV, whatever. It will all go back to this bigger picture, this bigger why. And so all of those things they do, all those products will be like vehicles that help other people to get to that why, and it kind of builds this movement. So it's more than just the product. It's like, I'm a fan. You're not just saying I'm an Apple of the iPhone. You're saying I'm a fan of Apple, you know, sort of thing. So that's kind of a part of it. But I guess what I guess is your thought process right now with why you would want to start a YouTube channel? Have you thought much about that?
A little bit. I wrote down your questions like the why, how, what. I expect that it helped kind of guide my decision-making process. So when you mentioned it, just thinking, I think it'd be a really fun hobby to kind of pick up and do on the side. I love to do it with my wife. This is like a super fun thing to do. I really enjoyed, like I said, making that my first and only video, getting the video creation. That was pretty cool, and I had a ton of fun doing it. And lastly, I think it'd be a great way to kind of explore like the other hobbies I have. So I know, like, I mean, I share interests that other people do, and I see a lot of people have success on YouTube just sharing the experiences they have with certain hobbies and sharing with other people, and then people getting value from watching their experiences with it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like, yeah, being able to have something to work on with your spouse, or possibly, you know, use it just to explore other options and just get a better idea of what you're doing. And I guess if we were to dig a tiny bit deeper, like let's pretend I've never seen your channel before and I watched one of your videos. Like what's something you'd want me to, I don't want to just say generic feel, but like what's something you want me to take away with me so I can be like, hey, I watched Cal's video and this is what I got from it. Like what's, I guess, that message?
I guess the ideas I've bounced around are more like, so I'm going to just tell you what the ideas I had. Maybe it'll better help explain my reasoning. So my wife and I, we love food. We're foodies, I guess. We love trying out new restaurants, trying new crazy meals, and just, you know, hopping from place to place, trying these little mom and pop shops. So that would be super cool if we did like a quote unquote food review channel, and just try to like the local places here in Rexburg, Idaho Falls. You know, I mean, maybe help get some exposure out there for them, because it's a small town business, you know, and just use our, I don't know if you want to use the word passion, but our passion for, like, you know, these good foods and share it with other people. So I guess maybe you as a viewer taking something away from that would be, I don't know, hopefully be entertained by it. We want to make it entertaining. Informative, you know, saying this is a great thing to try out, you know, Taco Bus is a pretty baller place to try a meal if you're looking for something to do on a Friday night. And maybe just help out those local business owners as well. I mean, they don't have the money to pay for advertising on billboards or Facebook ads, and it's just kind of like a free thing. It's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, and I really think it's a solid idea because like they could see yourself as an expert in the, some of the food places in the Eastern Idaho area, and they could start to trust your advice. But like, hey, like Cal and his wife said this place is really good. The food looks really good. I should try it out to support you, like is supporting your ideas and supporting your testing your claims, so to speak, and also like supporting the business, like you said. So I think that's really good. I think that's really cool. Like you could definitely run with that and have a good time with that. I could see that happening. So thank you for kind of digging that a little bit deeper for us. I'm going to stop the share super fast and see if anybody said anything on the Facebook.
Yeah, go for it.
But I don't think anybody did. But yeah, are you able to see like that I'm on Facebook right now?
Oh no, I can just see your face.
You see my face still. Oh, because I didn't share my screen. I think I'm still figuring this out. So Taylor did like he liked the one from last night. So all right. In any case, we're back, and I think that's super good. So like I could think of it like, making new memories or having better dating experiences or making a, powerful relationship with your spouse through these dating experiences and having fun trying out different places. So all those different things can really give you, I guess, a better idea of who you're trying to serve as well. Because that's another key thing that you should have figured out that I did not have figured out. My first YouTube channel, like let's just kind of look back at this again really fast. Yeah, so if you kind of look again, you'll see that we started with this camera. Literally our camera was pointed at the TV and we were just playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, together and just talking and having a good time. That's where our YouTube channel started from. So it doesn't really matter at all where you start from. It just is that you started at all. So then you have some place that you can go from it continually moving forward. So now we have Taylor just hopped into the meeting. Taylor, thank you so much for coming. I'm glad you're here.
Ooh.
So Taylor came to the YouTube channel workshop back in the day, and he's a super good guy. I talked a little bit. I kind of showed off his YouTube channel a little bit earlier with the Comic Crash, if you remember that. I said
oh yeah, I saw the icon a little bit.
Yeah, so that's Taylor's channel. And yeah, so Taylor, we are thinking of possibly sharing these meetings on a separate YouTube channel, and then we'll just tag everybody that was in it so they can other people can find it and learn from it, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Sorry, I was a bit late. I work a swing shift, so I slept a little later than I thought, but we're good. I'm here. Hi.
Yeah, no worries, man. We're just glad you're here. Better late than never, for sure. So just to kind of catch up to speed super fast, I've been talking with Cal about his possible foodie blog, or not blog, but like video could turn into a blog, but like a video journey.
Dude, that's way cool.
Yeah, just
that's
like
a cool concept. I like it.
Yeah, so we're trying to kind of dig a little bit deeper and kind of get more nichey and thinking of who he's going to serve and how it's going to be for like local Idaho businesses and help them and get a better idea of that, and, you know, being able to help them and whatnot. So yeah, it's been pretty good. We talked a little bit about how ants will sacrifice for the colony. So like I found out recently that if an ant has pathogens and has these sicknesses, then he will stay behind so he does not infect the rest of the colony. Just doing what's best. And just if you have this community in mind that you want to serve and help, then it really helps. And then we were talking about how when I started my first YouTube channel, it was literally what you saw when you were hopping in, was like camera on a tripod pointing at a TV. So, you know, and I didn't have a good idea of what our audience was. Honestly, in the beginning, it was just, I just want to inspire somebody. I just want somebody to hear this positive content and just be like, wow, that's cool. And I believe that our content was for anybody and everybody under the sun. And that wasn't really the right way to go about it. It'd be better to have like a good idea of who our target audience was. Like youth who are struggling with something or want to feel included, but also love video games. See, that you can run with a little bit more. And if anybody else wants to be part of that and just watch it, then great. But it's that group that is like, feels super heard and is like, this channel is for me. So that's what you want to do. I'm trying to get better at that myself with my own new YouTube channel, like with the Dallin Canland YouTube channel. I think I'm going to focus it towards youth, just like kind of sort of my Instagram is a little bit. It appeals to youth anyway. I feel like I can empower and help a lot of youth. So that's kind of a little bit. And we also have this guy helping this lady through, I think it was Hurricane Sandy, or maybe it wasn't Sandy, it was something like that. But you see, like, he has a vision in mind that he's willing to do this and help her, and he's dressed up for the part, and he's just going to help her out regardless of what it is. So we've talked plenty about the why, but this is really what you want to get figured out. Like, if I were starting day one again, and I kind of am in some respects, I really want to get that why figured out. So when you're going through a difficult time, you can go back and be like, hey, what was my why? What did I want to do with this from the get-go? Any questions or any thoughts?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. That was really helpful. Kind of like, because like with our idea for the channel, we need to figure out really how we want to do it, and that's a good question to start with. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also important to understand that as far as why reasons, I've heard it said that if you're getting into YouTube to become super famous and get all of the book deals and all of that stuff, then you're really doing it for the wrong reasons. And I think Dallin actually has a really, really solid idea of his why. He's doing it to inspire people. He's doing it to help people feel included. And I think when you turn around and you start a YouTube channel with a selfless reason like that, you're already on a much better path to success than you would be if you're trying to be successful for success's sake.
Yeah, it's a little bit more noble, right? Like, you can make money doing pretty much anything nowadays. And it's nice when there's that message that people are supporting. It's like Simon Sinek says in his book, he's like, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. You know,
Yeah.
So people buy Apple really so they can be part of the Apple craze and be thought of as somebody that works with Apple stuff. At least that's how I feel with the MacBooks. Whenever I see somebody with a MacBook, oh dang, that guy is probably coding like the best website that will ever exist right now. He is just, man, that guy. If I go talk to him, I'll probably walk away so inspired. Like, that's just what I think when I see a MacBook. But if I see like a Dell, it's like, you know, like, you know, like that's what I'm using. Like, it's just he's got a laptop and that's great, but I don't know. Just
Dell's, you're bashing my Dell computer. That's
dude, I got a Dell too, man. I got it for $100. It's like a used Dell. So, but it gets the job done. So I mean, anyway, but I'm not saying that's how I exactly like automatically, that's how I judge these people. That's kind of what my brain kind of thinks, because that's kind of how I think about Apple, you know. So yeah, I probably should have had a picture of the Y circle. The Y is in the middle, and then it goes out to how, and then it goes out to a what. But I could throw that on here really fast, maybe. That might help. Let me just throw that on really fast. Boom.
So, it's Cal.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I chose Callan right there. That's my full name. I'm just gonna go by Cal because it's easier for some people.
Okay, well, very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Where do you hail from? Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from a little village in Utah, out in the middle of nowhere by the Colorado border.
Okay.
So there's more cows than people out there. It's pretty small.
Very, very cool. Okay. And you're trying to start up a foodie channel.
I don't know, like that's something we kind of just talked about, my wife and I. We love, that's how we spend our time and money. We like to go out and try new places, try the new meals and stuff. We like experiencing more like ethnic foods, and we like to get them from like local mom and pop places. So we set a goal at the beginning of this year on like our vision board we set for the beginning of the year is to try every local restaurant here in Rexburg. And so we just kind of like once a week try out something new, place we haven't been to yet. We just thought it'd be fun, an idea we were bouncing around to make just like a YouTube channel with it, because I really enjoyed making the one video I've ever created in my life. It was a blast. So it was just something we just kind of talked about to do on the side. And when Dallin made this post, it was like literally like a week after we first like mentioned this idea out loud. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's just see how we can make this happen. So that's kind of why we're here.
Very cool. Yeah, once that bug gets you, you're like, that hooks you up quick, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I believe it. So your little icon there, it said like, what was it? Like Comic Clash? That's what it was?
Yeah, Comic Crash.
Crash, that's what it was. So, I mean, while Dallin's getting that set up, kind of explain like, how does your channel work? What is his target audience? So what kind of content do you provide?
Well, let's see. My target audience is a mess. That's something I need to fix. But primarily, it's comic book reviews and recommendations. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because I noticed that. Okay, so I ran the comic book workshop on BYU Idaho campus for a long time, right? And I met a lot of people, and a lot of new people, especially, who didn't have a good idea as to where to start reading comics because it's kind of complicated landscape to navigate. Also, I realized that the specific publishers don't really give the best recommendations on books to start reading. Give like the popular books or that kind of thing, you know? So I guess at its core, I'm just trying to help people find like a good comic book to read and then give recommendations on where to go further. Something like that. But you know, along the way I keep getting sidetracked, and now I have like half of my audience who thinks I'm all about Pixar stuff and half my audience that thinks I'm just talking about Superman all the time. And it's like a mess. So I gotta fix that.
A little good course correcting moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. How long have you had your channel for now? How long has it been going?
About 2 years, I think.
2 years?
2 years actively, at least.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, that's exciting. I'm excited to learn from you guys. Some people have some experience, making their own YouTube videos. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun thing to do. I went ahead and shared the Zoom meeting on my personal page. So
Thanks, Taylor. I did some research. There's been people like jumping in random Zoom meetings, and they call it Zoom bombing, where you just completely just ruin their day on Zoom. But Zoom put in a password protected thing, so now you need to know their password. So I don't know. I'll probably put in a couple questions too, just for somebody jumping in the group, just to help me get a better idea of where they're at. Because I think that's crucial, of knowing where you're at in this journey. Because right now, Cal is at this point. He's like, I'm so excited. I want to go. Like, where's the car? Like, I just want to go. I just want to drive. And that's great. But we also need to have that idea of like where you're hoping to go with this, just so you can kind of get started. You don't need to know everything. Like that's something I thankfully knew when I was younger and was able to figure out, is like, you don't need to know everything. You just kind of get something to get going, you know, because along the way you might be like, oh, we could go this route that we hadn't thought about before, and it could still get you to your destination, maybe even better than before. So with that all said, I thank you for your feedbacks and thoughts, and yeah, just so let's kind of dive back into it real fast. So we talked about why a pretty good amount. Now I want to talk a little bit about how. So how is kind of having a good idea of the way you're going to share it, and basically so like you have like your YouTube channel, of course, but there's, you know, how are you doing this? Are you doing this through reviews, like where you just talk about the channels through reviewing them, or I mean the food places by reviewing them, or is it by are you just bashing on them like this place stinks or this place is great, or how are you doing that is a good thing to know, because then you can know like what you want to do with it. So I guess, I don't know, this is something I need to dig more into, but I made a worksheet for you guys. So that's the plan. Having consistency and honesty is good. Providing value to your fans is good. Just these kind of ideas of what you want to do that kind of guide your why is kind of what I was thinking. You could also have your YouTube channel itself as a how. I think that might be the better idea, is like your YouTube channel is something that is sharing your why, and then your videos are your various whats, your series, your different things, but your channel itself is the how. That's kind of how I think about it. I'll have to do more research on it and get back to you. If you're interested, I definitely subscribe to Simon Sinek's YouTube channel. It is legit. So good. It's like, he really deserves a bigger following. Like he has like 800,000 subscribers. That's nowhere near enough. He's just such a good guy. And he keeps it clean, and his most recent video was about kindness, and he just talked about oxytocin and how if you help somebody, then you get this feeling of oxytocin and it helps you feel better. And if somebody sees you helping them, then it brings that oxytocin too. So I really like him. So now let's talk about what. So I really like this slide. This has a bunch of different comments that I've gone over the years from my YouTube channel. See, these are from like 6 years ago or a year ago, 4 years ago. But each of these people have made a powerful impact on me. Each of these people I've prayed for at some point in my life. I've tried to pray for like every single one of my subscribers, at least the ones I know their names. You know, it's like the first 100, 150, I prayed I'd know like all their names, like the Flow 596, Super Game Boy 77, Mario Man 574, like all these different people. I cared about them, and I didn't care, like I didn't have to know them in real life. I just knew they were real people and that they had real dreams and stuff. And so wanted our channel to help them in some way with that. So I mean, you got Miguel. He's a great person. He was from Venezuela and moved to Florida and didn't speak very good English. He watched like all of our videos on YouTube and just been a really engaging fan, just helping us play more games and playing games that we liked playing and stuff. And he learned English, like from watching all of our videos, and now he can speak English and stuff. So he like has watched so many of our videos. And then Judai, this is before I went on my 2-year mission trip for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I made a video about it, how I was going to leave. He's like, it's going to be a weird 2 years without you. I made my new channel. I want to collab. You impact my life. And so I was going through a difficult time, honestly, when I was like 15, 16. And YouTube helped me a lot in recognizing the love and the power that was in my soul, and noticing that I was a good person. I was trying to do good things. People were sharing like, hey, you're doing really good. And me and my friends, we did this together, of course. It wasn't just me. JVH Comics was somebody who came to the YouTube workshop back in the day, and he's not really doing YouTube anymore, but he gave it a good try. So I'm proud of him for that. And I have the picture of the care button that Facebook made because I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of, I don't know, I guess you could make it a meme or something, but I think it's pretty good. Just a good example of how I feel about YouTube and the people that I do it for. It's for that community and helping the individuals feel involved, or feel valuable. So that's something I really like doing. So I had a series called Toad's Challenge for a little bit on my channel where people could send in video clips about, I basically would have this high score challenge that I would do. And I'd be like, all right, can you guys do better than that? And then I'd have them try it. And if they did and they won, then I would be like, hey, you should check out this person's channel. Or you could just be like, hey, good job, the Zeldaniac or whatever, for winning this, and just helping them feel involved and kind of getting that pat on the back. I feel like a lot of people don't get that in today's world. So that's kind of the what that I want to share. And I also have a picture of Noah's Ark that you might have noticed. So way before the flood came, really fast scripture lesson, God's like, hey, Noah, like there's going to be a big flood, and you should warn the people, and you should also probably prepare for it. So way beforehand, Noah makes this ark. So way before the flood comes, Noah's already got ready. The flood comes, Noah's on the ark. He's flying pretty. So when people are struggling, there's already this thing there. Although people that were in the flood couldn't just knock on the door and be like, hey, can I come in the ark now? They kind of missed their chance. They missed the boat, literally. But yeah, So I don't know. I just want to kind of stimulate your thoughts a little bit. You don't have to think of your channel like this. I just kind of want to stimulate your thoughts a little bit of thinking of like helping people in a storm or whatever. And that kind of goes back to this quote. Are you able to see this quote? If you could read it real fast, Taylor.
Sorry, repeat the question.
Could you say this quote that I have right here about helping people through storms?
Yeah. Your greatest display of strength and character in life comes at the time when you are able to help someone else while you are going through your own storm.
So I was definitely going through my own storm with my first YouTube channel and was able to help out other people through it. Do you guys have any other thoughts on that? Okay. No worries. So I really like kind of just digging in and just kind of being like, you should do this now a little bit, kind of that cliche motivational talk, just a little bit. So I have this quote that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So there's different people that have, they started early and now they're doing well. They've been able to pivot. They've been able to figure stuff out. And yeah, I want to show something else super fast. There's a guy recently who's been blowing up. His name is Dad How Do I, if you guys have heard of him. So his channel has been blowing up, and basically all he's been doing is sharing his tips for just life with people, and people are connecting with him because now he's become like their internet dad. He only started a month ago and he has 2 million subscribers.
Poop.
Exactly, dude. It's nuts. What happened was he was doing these videos, and these all have a ton of views. Like, what the heck? Like, how to tie a tie. But what happened was one of his videos, this one, somebody shared it on Facebook, and it got shared like 500,000 times by people, literally. And then all of this happened. And yeah, so basically, you don't have to have the best equipment to reach people and to help people, or the best editing or whatever. You just have to be able to connect with your audience and, being able to, help out those people in a meaningful way. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, because he started a month ago, but just imagine all these people that he's impacting. Like, if you go in the comment section for his channel, let me just go on the comment section for one of these, because it's just so wholesome, different stuff. And all these different people are just saying, like, this guy's my dad. And these are my favorite, right? Where is it? Literally protect this man at all costs. Like, that's something that people say with it, is like, protect this man at all costs or whatever. But yeah, it's just really cool. And if he hadn't started, he wouldn't be where he's at now, so he had to start somewhere. So just a couple of good reasons to start a YouTube channel. We're kind of getting to the end of this, day one or week one. This is a 6-week program. I hope to be as involved in this process as possible, helping you out. We can talk a little about video creation itself next week if you guys would like to do that, and editing and different stuff. I know Taylor, of course, has already done a lot of his own editing. He's getting really good at his editing. Cal, I definitely recommend you check out some of Taylor's videos. Like, the editing is pretty spot on with it, and he's trying to figure stuff out, but he's also been really consistent lately. So yeah. So I just wrote a couple things, starting off the new decade well, reaching people, helping people, growing your craft, because chances are, there's a lot of people that have that same problem, Cal, that are like, I want to support local businesses during this time, and I don't know which ones to go to. I'm tired of supporting McDonald's, and Sonic and Burger King or whatever, so yeah, that's something really good. And it just helps to have something to work on, just to have something else that's outside of yourself that you're working on. When I was in high school, I don't know, there's a couple times I was kind of going through a difficult time, but you go back to that why. It's like, well, I have these people that I want to help, and I feel I have a stewardship over. And I've been really fascinated by this definition of stewardship I found, and it's a responsibility with a trust. So it's not just responsibility, but it's responsibility with that trust that you will take care of those people and you will help those people the best that you can. So that's a little bit thought on stewardship. Couple other good reasons. You have you want to learn better, want to learn deeper about your subject. You want to inspire other people, like Michael Jordan, I guess he inspired a lot of people, but like Martin Luther King, he was a why man. He's like, hey, I have a dream. I want to do this. This needs to happen. And other people are like, yo, I want to get on board with that. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to build you up, man. I'm going to help you out with this. And we're going to get through this together, help build a business. That's kind of what I'm trying to do a little bit, is help, my overall message of helping out youth, get out there more, get known for something. Like Cal said about being an expert, like people could start thinking of Cal like, man, that's the guy to call if you want to get your local restaurant on the map. Just call up Cal. That's what you want. That's worth, so that's the thing. And you could also make some money. Like, I've made this much money from doing YouTube, but I've also been able to help a lot of people from it. And I've seen people that are making a lot of money from YouTube. And yeah. I never did it for the money, and I still will never do it for the money. Even if I do end up making a lot of money from YouTube, it's never been for the money. But it is nice to have a little bit of money coming in, passive income. You make the videos once and then they keep making you money. It's definitely a nice, comforting concept a little bit. to think about. Like, as long as people are still searching for it and they find your videos, you'll still make money from it, you know, for years and years and years to come. So that's one of the coolest things about YouTube, I feel, is like YouTube is a search engine and people are searching for stuff. Like, there's some old videos that were recorded 7 years ago, and I just looked at my analytics yet last night, and they still get 20 plus views every couple days. Like, that's insane that they were uploaded that long ago and they still are getting views because people are still searching for that stuff. Now I wish that content was like more powerful content, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, I wish, and crazy stuff. So I just have to say, let's talk. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter. I think I know both of you pretty well. I had Cal in my military physical fitness class. That's how I met him. We pushed each other through that experience. It was good. So that's how I met him. And Taylor I met because he was just in the talent department. Really good guy. I really respect both of you. So yeah, feel free to post anything in the Facebook group, things you're struggling with, and be glad to help you out. You can honestly upload just you talking in your video, make a quick channel trailer about what you want to accomplish with your channel. I definitely recommend having like a schedule, like a day. Like, you don't have to do it every single week, but let's say you do it, say, twice a week or once every 2 weeks. Then do it once every 2 weeks. If it's once every month, do it once every month. There's people that can get away with that, like animation channels and stuff. But in general, I feel like for us, the content we're doing is more controlled. You could probably have a little bit more control when you upload.
Yeah.
Just want to say thanks. This makes me feel like a kid on Christmas. I really enjoy doing this. Don't hide your voice. It's special. Let it grow. Be a balloon and rise above the blue balloons. And here's that start with why thing. I didn't mean to like push through all of this, but I think we talked about some good stuff. Feel free to hit me up. We're at that hour mark. Is there anything else you guys would like to share?
No, I think it was awesome. Thank you so much, Dallin, for taking time out of your day to do something like this. I mean, this is what turns, you know, ideas and dreams into actual reality. So I feel like stepping away from this, have some good things to think about, have a better understanding of what I want to do and why I want to do it. And this is the first step to make it a reality. So thank you so much.
No, absolutely. I like to have some kind of action item before next week. So before next week, I'm going to kind of try to restructure my personal channel and kind of have it geared more towards youth and improve some thumbnails. So what's something you're going to try to do before next Friday, Cal?
I'm going to sit down and hash out some things with my wife and see if this is something we really want to do and kind of have a better answer those questions, the why we want to do it, how we want to do it, and the what. Maybe find some better answers for that so we can streamline our vision for it.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah. Getting it down on paper is so powerful. So that sounds good. Taylor, what would you like to do for next Friday?
I think I want to find, like, let's see. I want to define my audience a lot better than it currently is. So I think by next week, something specific I can do is make a plan or a schedule or a list of like the next upcoming videos I'm going to be doing, and just making sure it's all going to be like on brand, or it's going to be on, like, it fits the target audience I'm looking for. So just curate my stuff for the next, let's say, month.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Something I've really been kind of figuring out lately is, like, if you really know your target audience really well, then that will help fuel like all of your content that you end up doing. Is like, yeah, you know, Johnny, who really likes Smash Bros, but he also likes, you know, he wants to do something good in his life. That should help guide all of your content that you end up doing. I don't know, it just helps get the ball rolling. Literally, ball rolling. Anyway, you guys are great. Please feel free to hit me up. and I'm going to be uploading this to a new YouTube, Zooming YouTube workshop. That's what I'm going to call it for now until we come up with a better name. But Zoom into YouTube success. Psh, yeah, that's what I'm going to make a YouTube channel just for this. So I'll share it on there so you can watch it again and again and again and again. So
Very cool.
yeah.
And Cal, make sure you share your channel. Share that video you did because I want to see it.
Oh yeah, I'll just have to. I'll put like in a comment or something, a little link to it.
Yeah.
It's of course nothing fancy. It's pretty basic, but I mean, I had a blast making it. I'm kind of proud of it. So
yeah, it looked good. I'll have to watch over it later. It was good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid. Like
I'll just say for you, it was Comic Crash, right?
Yeah.
You tell me, like, hey, I definitely want to check in that and look at your animations and stuff. I'm super interested.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I've been working on editing a lot, and I'm more than happy to help you out if you need it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I want to see your video.
Let's do it.
sounds great. Well, take care, guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you next Friday at 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's 1 p.m. for me. So.
Okay.
Awesome.
Are you guys
Very
cool with talking about videos and video creation and that process a little bit? Is that what we want to talk about?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay, I'll try to play around with it, and feel free to hit me up in the group. So
cool.
Should
Thanks
be good.
much.
I should have jumped.
Appreciate it.
See you guys. Thank you.